Welcome to Crime Story with Camila, where we dive deep into the most chilling and mysterious true crime cases. If you love real-life crime stories, make sure to like, subscribe, and share so you never miss an update. Your support helps us bring you the most in-depth investigations and untold stories. On a quiet Friday morning in May 2019, a mother of 5 followed her normal routine. She packed lunches. She drove her children to school. She waved goodbye. And then, Jennifer Dulos vanished. No phone call, no note, no trace of where she went. Within hours, panic spread through one of America's wealthiest communities. What first looked like a missing person case quickly unraveled into something far darker, a story of divorce, obsession, power, and betrayal. Blood was found. Surveillance cameras told a chilling story, and the man closest to her became the center of suspicion. This case would expose dead secrets, lead to shocking arrests, and end with a suspect who would never face a jury, leaving behind one haunting question that still remains unanswered today. This is the Dulos case. A missing wife, a family destroyed, and a mystery that refuses to rest. Jennifer Dulos was not a woman who expected her life to end in mystery. Born in 1968, Jennifer was highly educated, articulate, and deeply devoted to her children. Friends described her as thoughtful, private, and protective, especially when it came to her family. She studied at Brown University, where she later met the man who would become her husband, Fotis Dulos. Fotis was charismatic, ambitious, and drawn to luxury. A real estate developer with big dreams, he built sprawling homes in Connecticut's wealthy suburbs. On the outside, the Dulos family appeared successful: 5 children, a beautiful home, and financial comfort. But behind closed doors, the marriage was unraveling. By 2017, Jennifer filed for divorce, and what followed was not a quiet separation. It was a bitter, high-conflict legal war. Court records would later reveal intense disputes over money, control, and custody of their 5 children. Jennifer confided to friends that she feared Fotis. In written statements submitted to the court, she alleged emotional abuse and controlling behavior, saying she believed her husband was capable of harming her. As the divorce dragged on, tensions escalated. Jennifer moved into a rental home in New Canaan, while Fotis remained in the family estate. At the same time, Fotis had begun a new relationship with Michelle Triconis, a woman who would later become central to the investigation. By the spring of 2019, the divorce case was reaching a critical point. Custody hearings were looming. Financial pressure was mounting. And according to prosecutors, the situation had become a powder keg, one that was dangerously close to exploding. No one knew it yet, but Jennifer Dulos was living in the final weeks of her life. Friday, May 24th, 2019. Just before 8 a.m., Jennifer Dulos arrives at New Canaan Country School. It's a normal school morning. Parents say quick goodbyes. Children rush inside. Jennifer drops off her 5 children, twins Petros and Theodore, Constantine and Christiane, and her youngest, Cleopatra. It is the last confirmed sighting of Jennifer Dulos alive. After the drop-off, Jennifer is expected to return to her rental home on Wells Lane, just minutes away. She has appointments later that day. She plans to meet friends. Her phone should be on. Her routine is predictable. But by afternoon, Jennifer goes silent. Her phone stops responding. Messages go unanswered. Calls go straight to voicemail. As evening approaches, alarm bells begin to ring. Jennifer's friends know her well, and this behavior is completely out of character. She would never disappear without contacting someone, especially not her children. Fearing the worst, they contact police. That night, officers arrive at Jennifer's New Canaan home. What they find instantly shifts this case from a missing person report to something far more disturbing. Inside the garage, investigators discover blood stains on the floor, on walls, and inside Jennifer's car. The amount of blood suggests a violent struggle. Police later say it is consistent with serious injury. Jennifer's SUV is missing. A short time later, it's found abandoned near Wavani Park, just 3 miles away. The vehicle is locked. There are no signs of Jennifer, no purse, no phone, no explanation. By now, police issue a silver alert. The quiet town of New Canaan erupts into panic. Neighbors, friends, and volunteers begin searching parks, woods, and nearby properties. News helicopters circle overhead. National media descend on the town. And one terrifying realization sets in. Jennifer Dulos did not simply walk away. Someone knew exactly how to make her disappear. From the moment blood is discovered in Jennifer's garage, investigators know one thing: this is no longer a routine missing person case. Forensic teams swarm the home. Samples are collected. Photos are taken. And quickly, a grim conclusion begins to form. The amount of blood found suggests Jennifer likely suffered a severe, possibly fatal attack. Attention turns immediately to Jennifer's inner circle, and especially to the man she was in the middle of divorcing. Police begin retracing his movements on the day Jennifer disappeared. What they uncover is chilling. Surveillance cameras across Hartford, Connecticut, capture Fotis driving a pickup truck late that same evening. The footage shows him stopping again and again and again, dumping trash bags into public bins along a carefully chosen route. Investigators recover those bags. Inside are blood-stained items, cleaning supplies, zip ties, gloves, and objects later linked directly to Jennifer. DNA testing confirms it. Jennifer's blood is inside the bags. As detectives dig deeper, they uncover evidence suggesting planning. Prosecutors will later allege that Fotis had been under enormous financial pressure, facing mounting debt, a collapsing real estate business, and a divorce that threatened to leave him with nothing, including custody of his children. And he wasn't alone. Investigators also focus on Michelle Treconis, Fotis' girlfriend. Surveillance footage places her with Fotis on the day evidence was allegedly disposed of. Police believe she played a role in helping cover up what happened. Within days, the investigation explodes into the national spotlight. On June 2, 2019, just over a week after Jennifer vanished, Jennifer Dulos and Michelle Treconis are arrested, charged with tampering with evidence and hindering prosecution. Both plead not guilty. But as prosecutors prepare their next move, one truth becomes painfully clear. Jennifer Dulos did not vanish by accident. And whoever did this believed they could get away with it. As investigators piece together the evidence, prosecutors begin forming a theory, one that explains the blood, the surveillance footage, and Jennifer's sudden disappearance. According to court filings, Jennifer Dulos was ambushed inside her own garage on the morning of May 24, 2019. Prosecutors allege that Fotis Dulos waited for Jennifer to return home after dropping off the children. They believe he knew her routine, the timing, the route, the brief window when she would be alone. What happened next, they say, was swift and violent. Jennifer never had the chance to call for help. The blood evidence found in the garage and inside her car was extensive. Investigators later testified that the volume and pattern of the blood strongly indicated a fatal attack, even though Jennifer's body has never been recovered. After the alleged assault, prosecutors believe Jennifer was placed into her own vehicle and driven away. The SUV was later abandoned near Waveney Park, a move investigators say was intended to confuse the timeline and mislead police. But the alleged planning didn't stop there. That same night, surveillance footage shows Fotis driving through Hartford, stopping repeatedly to discard trash bags. Inside those bags, police would later find items stained with Jennifer's blood, cleaning materials, and tools investigators say were used to erase evidence of the crime. Throughout this process, prosecutors allege that Michelle Treconis assisted, helping Fotis clean up, dispose of evidence, and create false alibis. Despite exhaustive searches across Connecticut and neighboring states, Jennifer Dulos has never been found. For investigators, the absence of a body does not mean the absence of a crime. Instead, they argue it points to something even more chilling, a plan so deliberate that it left almost nothing behind. By the end of this phase of the investigation, authorities are no longer asking if Jennifer Dulos is dead. They are asking who helped make her disappear and why. By the end of 2019, prosecutors believe they finally have enough evidence to move forward. In January 2020, Fotis Dulos is formally charged with murder, felony murder, and kidnapping in connection with Jennifer's disappearance. It is a rare moment in missing person cases. Charges filed without a body. Prosecutors lay out a detailed case. They cite the blood evidence, surveillance footage, discarded trash bags, and the escalating divorce battle that had turned bitter and desperate. In court filings, they argue that Jennifer's death was not spontaneous. It was planned. Alongside Fotis, two others are charged. Michelle Treconis, Fotis' girlfriend, and Kent Mawhinney, his longtime friend and attorney, are accused of conspiracy to commit murder. Authorities allege that Mawhinney helped plan the crime and provided legal guidance afterward. All three defendants plead not guilty. But the courtroom drama would take a shocking and irreversible turn. Just days after his arrest, and while free on bond, Fotis Dulos is found unresponsive inside his vehicle at a Connecticut parking garage. He had sealed the car and attempted suicide using carbon monoxide. On January 30th, 2020, Fotis Dulos dies at a New York hospital. Before his death, Fotis leaves behind a handwritten note, one that does not confess, but instead proclaims his innocence and accuses law enforcement of corruption. With Fotis gone, the murder charge against him is dismissed. For Jennifer's family, the moment is devastating. The man accused of killing her will never face a jury. The opportunity for direct answers dies with him. But the case does not end there. Prosecutors turn their full attention to those they believe helped cover up the crime, determined that even if the alleged killer is gone, accountability is not. With Fotis Dulos gone, the spotlight turns fully to Michelle Treconis, the woman prosecutors say helped make Jennifer Dulos disappear. Treconis maintains her innocence from the start. She tells investigators she had no knowledge of a murder and claims she was manipulated and lied to by Fotis. But prosecutors argue otherwise. In court, they present surveillance footage, phone records, and witness testimony showing Treconis with Fotis on the day critical evidence was disposed of. Jurors see video of her riding in the passenger seat as Fotis drives through Hartford, stopping repeatedly to throw away trash bags now known to contain Jennifer's blood. Prosecutors also point to Treconis's changing statements to police. Over time, her story shifts, first denying involvement, then admitting she helped clean a vehicle and move bags, though she insists she didn't know their contents. The state argues that Treconis didn't need to witness the killing to be guilty. Helping conceal a crime, they say, makes her part of it. The defense counters that there is no direct evidence linking Treconis to Jennifer's death. They argue she was a bystander caught in a toxic relationship, acting under pressure and fear. After weeks of testimony, the case goes to the jury. In March 2024, the verdict comes in. Michelle Treconis is found guilty of conspiracy to commit murder, along with tampering with evidence and hindering prosecution. The courtroom is silent as the decision is read. Treconis is later sentenced to more than 14 years in prison. She continues to maintain her innocence and files appeals, arguing that her trial was unfair and that she was wrongly convicted. But for prosecutors and Jennifer's family, the verdict represents something they feared they might never see. A measure of accountability in a case built almost entirely on circumstantial evidence, persistence, and the belief that Jennifer Dulos deserved justice, even without a body. Behind the headlines, court filings, and verdicts lies the deepest tragedy of this case: 5 children who lost their mother. At the time Jennifer Dulos disappeared, her children ranged from elementary school age to teenagers. Overnight, their lives were torn apart. Their mother vanished. Their father was accused of killing her and then died before ever facing trial. The children were placed under the care of their maternal grandmother, Gloria Farber, who fought fiercely to protect them from further trauma and from the spotlight that followed the case. For years, they lived with uncertainty, not knowing where their mother was or how to process a loss without a body, a funeral, or closure. Jennifer's family has spoken publicly about the emotional toll. They describe birthdays without her, milestones she never got to witness, and the ongoing pain of unanswered questions. In court, prosecutors emphasized that Jennifer's children were not just collateral damage, they were central to understanding why this case mattered. Every legal battle, every appeal, and every sentence carried their names in the background. While Michelle Treconis' conviction brought a sense of justice, it did not bring closure. Jennifer's body has never been recovered. There is no gravesite to visit, no final goodbye. For her family, justice is incomplete, but their resolve remains strong. They continue to honor Jennifer's memory, not as a victim defined by how she disappeared, but as a mother defined by how deeply she was loved. Even after arrests, convictions, and years of investigation, the most important question remains unanswered. Where is Jennifer Dulos? Despite extensive searches across Connecticut and beyond, involving law enforcement, volunteers, cadaver dogs, and forensic teams, her body has never been found. Investigators believe Jennifer was killed on the day she disappeared. But without physical remains, the final moments of her life and what happened afterward remain unknown. Did others know more than they admitted? Was evidence destroyed that has never been recovered? And is there information that died with Fotis Dulos? Prosecutors have suggested that critical details may have been deliberately erased, a plan designed not just to kill, but to leave no trace. Yet, even the most carefully planned crimes often leave something behind. Some believe the truth is still out there, in a place not yet searched, or in the conscience of someone who has stayed silent? For Jennifer's family, these unanswered questions are more than mysteries. They are open wounds, reminders that justice without answers is only partial. And until Jennifer Dulos is found, her story remains unfinished. Thanks for watching. For more interesting videos, please subscribe.